Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden, and today we're going to be planting a bunch of proven winners, perennials, and annuals in the new side garden. Okay, so I have a video where I've gone over each of these plants in depth, but let me pull them out real quick and just show you the ones that I'm going to be working with today. The first variety this is the Color Blaze Coleus series called Strawberry Drops, and I have two of those both out right there. Then I have two more Coleus that I'm working with, and or actually three, and this variety is called the Color Blaze Cherry Brandy. And these have been out of the box for about almost a week now, and they've really put on a lot of foliage, which has been really nice. I also have four of the Paint the Town Fancy Dianthus. Now the Dianthus are perennials, and I'm a huge fan of Dianthus for my Zone 8A here in Texas. Does really well, puts on a lot of color, and really puts up with the heat and drought of Texas. Now, as a reminder, the Coleus, they're perennials. Now, I do have some perennials over here that are actually in, they're dormant right now. So they're not all blooming and crazy and that kind of stuff. So two of them are from the Superbena series, and they are called Iced Cherry. So Superbena Royale Iced Cherry, and I have two of that variety. And then I also have two of the Superbena Storm Burst, and like I said, all of those are perennials in this area. Then over here, and it looks like I missed this guy and he's not getting as much water. Let me tuck him down in here. There's some water down here, but I have two of the Amazing Daisies Banana Cream 2, and those are both perennials in our area. And then finally I have a baptisia, and from the Decadent series, and it is a lemon meringue baptisia. Now, I will put the link in the video description below that has the video that goes over all of these in depth. So if you want to learn a little bit more about them. And then I will also put the link to each one of these varieties down in the video description as well, so you can go straight to the Proven Winners website to check them out. But the goal is to see how all of these do in this Texas Zone 8A weather. It'll be really fun. This is the west side of my house. This is the side area I've been working on, but it'll be really fun to see how these do. It's going to get a lot of sun and a lot of heat during the hottest time of the year here in Texas. So, all right, but let me go ahead and lay these out, and then I'll talk to you about why I position which ones where. Here's the side garden again. This is, I believe, my third video on the side garden. So originally we planted these first two trees. This is a Carolina Sapphire Cypress Topiary, and this one over here is a Golden Falls Redbud. And then after that, we added in 5 shrubs: a winter green boxwood, a Fire Chief Arborvitae, there we go, Fire Chief Arborvitae. These are compact soft touch hollies right there, and then a Abelia kaleidoscope over here. So we added in those 5. So, oh, actually this is my 4th video, because I also added in some perennials, bluestone perennials over here. This over here is an aster. This is phlox. This is a salvia. This is an echinops as well. So we have perennials in there too. So let's talk about what we're doing. I've concentrated first and foremost on the Dianthus. I wanted it to be right at the front edge of the garden because it's very mounded. This is a little bit of a lower Dianthus. I think the highest point it gets is 20 inches. Let's look at that again. I think actually lower. 8 inches. There we go. So a lot of these are really, really low. So it's just going to mound and kind of cover this front portion. I'm going to be planting them closer together because I want them to grow together so that they cover the ground and I deal with less weeds in this area. Okay, to the left, I have these annuals. Remember, the Coleus and annuals. I'm bringing them towards the front of the garden because that's where I'm going to be planting annuals in the future. I don't want to push them back right now because my video tomorrow is another set of perennials going into the side of the garden. So I have them pulled forward and we're going to try them out and see how they do for about the next 50 days of growing season that we have. Over here to the left, I have the Stormburst Superbena over here, and two of them, it's a kind of like light purple color. I think it'll be really pretty. I have the Guara right here, and then I have a really pale blue Bluebird Aster back there. So I think these two right there and letting them just kind of cascade over the side will be great. Once again, my goal is for them to cover as much of the earth as possible so I deal with less weeds. And then over here, same idea with the Ice Cherry Superbena. Actually, I'm going to pull them over a little bit, and I was going to say I'll bring them this way, but I don't know, maybe I'll go this way. But definitely pull them forward a little bit. Hopefully they fill up most of this area covering this ground so I can deal with less weeds. And then right here, tucked among the bushes or the shrubs, are the Banana Cream Amazing Daisies. Now, these don't look so great when they're not blooming. So that's why I'm actually tucking them amongst the shrubs, so that when they're not blooming, they sit down low back behind the shrubs. And then when they are blooming, their flowers raise up above the shrubs, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the idea, so that this area looks good even when they're not blooming. Okay, we're gonna get all these planted. I am gonna be utilizing the Proven Winners Premium Continuous Release Plant Food with all of these. And then I am gonna also be utilizing my auger, and I have some extra compost here as well. So let's get that knocked out. It's kind of like a tuck back spot. It's not a lot going on back here. This is a spirea, bridal wreath spirea. That's back here. Get a lot of grass, that kind of stuff. I do have some oxeye daisies right there. That'll just do a quick bloom in the spring and then they're done. These are balloon flowers. But I wanted to come back here and I want to tuck in the baptisia back here, that lemon meringue baptisia. Because it has some really good height on it. And so I think it would go a long way to kind of fill in this space that I haven't really done much with. I love the idea of the yellow baptisia behind the blue purple color of the balloon flower. So I think that would look really nice to kind of tuck that back in here. Now baptisia can take full sun, which is great. This particular one gets 36 inches tall. So should be topping up right around there, which is great. This container right here is actually getting moved. I'm replacing these with larger containers. So it will be a stair step. It'll be kind of a medium and then there'll be a larger situation right here with a new container. Okay, I really think the space is really starting to come together. I know it seems like a whole lot of plants, but you got to remember my gardening style is to fill it all in so I can't see the dirt. Literally because of weeds. So yeah, I think it looks really nice. Right here we have the stormburst verbena. Remember, these are already dormant for the season, so they'll come back in the spring. The coleus right here, we have the cherry brandy and the strawberry drop. These are annuals, so I'll just enjoy them until about the last week in November. Then we have the dianthus paint the town fancy. These are perennials. I'm a huge fan of dianthus in our area, so if you haven't tried that, you should. I really love how it's going to make just these beautiful, sweet little mounds. And then I can do something like I can tuck in petunias in the spring. It's going to be super pretty. And then I have two of the Amazing Daisy Banana Cream 2s back there. This one's already starting to perk up a little bit. It was a little underwatered. So those are going to be beautiful. And then I have two more verbenas, Ice Cherry. These are Superbena Royale, Ice Cherry, and these are both dormant already, so they're not blooming or doing much of anything right now. But the space is looking gorgeous. I am so excited. I can't believe what a difference it has been in just a month with these. I just can't wait. I still have things I need to add in, but it's really coming together nicely. Okay, feeling good about it. Still have another round of perennials. There's only a couple going in there, but I have another round of perennials to do on the side yard and front yard, changing out a couple things. That'll be in my next video. Those aren't proven winners. Those are some different varieties that I picked up along the way that you guys will probably recognize when you see them. So I'm excited to do that. And then after that, I'm getting close to done with planting in the front and side yards. Now there's still a lot going on in the backyard. I'll be getting all the hardy annuals planted in that I've grown from seed. So there's still a lot of that going in. There's still a lot of bulbs. So I guess technically I still do have planting in the front and side, but bulbs are pretty easy, especially if you have an auger. Super easy. So yeah, I'm doing that, and then we'll begin wrapping up planting for the fall. Like I said, we're about 50 days out from our first frost, and so yeah, I can't believe it. It's all going to go really fast. I have no doubt it's going to go super fast. And then I'm excited for the winter. In the winter, I have a lot of projects. I have one of the cut flower beds in the back that's against the house. The side of it has collapsed and given way, so I need to build a mini retaining wall. I'll be working on that. I'll also be working extensively on the shade garden. I'm going to be installing a bunch of rock, removing all the grass, installing rock, installing new shade gardens in the back area. I'll be building a kind of like a potting table kind of thing, situation for storage in the shade garden, which will be really fun. I'll be working on some more architectural stuff, some arches and things along those lines in the back garden. And then there are some areas that I'm going to be ripping out and getting prepped for the spring. So it is exciting that, you know, we're rolling through fall really quick and then right into winter. This is the first winter where I've had a lot of stuff planned to do in my garden as opposed to the basics like seed starting. So that's kind of exciting. I'm kind of looking forward to that and show you guys. A lot of that's going to be occurring through December into January and February as well. Of course, I say December, but then the holidays always sneak up on me and we always get so busy with all of our friends and family. And so maybe not December, maybe January. January, February. It'll be cold outside, but I'll still be outside working. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow's video is going to be additional perennials going in, so make sure you check that out as well. And as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.